What if everything you thought you knew about money was wrong? You work hard, save every dollar, and sacrifice experiences, only to die with a fortune you never got to enjoy. Sounds ridiculous, right? But it happens to millions of people who follow outdated financial advice, believing that wealth is about accumulation rather than actually living. That's exactly what Bill Perkins challenges in his book Die with Zero, where he lays out a radical approach to using money the right way, so that you're not just rich on paper but rich in experiences. And if you've ever worried about running out of money, delaying joy for someday, or saving endlessly without a real plan to enjoy what you've built, then this wealth formula changes everything. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at your bank account the same way again. Meet James and Robert, two brothers who grew up with the same lessons about money. Work hard, save everything, retire comfortably, but they followed two very different paths. James took the traditional route. He worked tirelessly, lived below his means, skipped vacations, and delayed enjoyment because he believed one day in the future he'd finally enjoy his wealth. Robert, on the other hand, followed a different philosophy. He strategically spent money on experiences while he was young enough to enjoy them. He traveled, invested in relationships, and built memories. He still saved, but he understood that money was meant to be used, not hoarded. Fast forward. James is now in his 70s, retired, and incredibly wealthy. But his health has faded, his kids have grown up without those memories, and his biggest regret? He never truly lived. Meanwhile, Robert, he's also financially secure, but his wealth is measured not just in money, but in a lifetime of experiences, stories, and moments he wouldn't trade for anything. This is what Die with Zero is all about. Money should serve life, not the other way around. James and Robert's story isn't unique. Most people spend their whole lives working for money, instead of making money work for them. They wait for someday without realizing that someday never comes. Bill Perkins' message in Die with Zero is clear. Wealth isn't just about security, it's about maximizing life. And if you're not intentionally designing your life, you might wake up one day rich in money but bankrupt in memories. So ask yourself, are you living or just saving? If this message hit you hard, hit that subscribe button right now so you never miss out on game-changing wealth strategies that help you not just grow money, but actually use it to build a life worth remembering. Because at the end of the day, true wealth isn't measured in dollars, it's measured in moments. Let's kick things off with the first wealth formula, the shocking truth about why saving too much is a mistake. We've been told the same story since childhood. Work hard, save money, retire comfortably. It sounds like a solid plan, right? But here's the brutal truth. Most people never get to truly enjoy what they saved. Bill Perkins presents a staggering reality. Most people die with at least 60% of their wealth untouched. Think about that. Decades of grinding, sacrificing, and stressing over money, all for a pile of cash they never got to use. And why does this happen? Because we've been programmed to fear running out of money. We've been conditioned to believe that financial security is the ultimate goal. But security isn't the goal. Maximizing life experiences is. Look at Howard Hughes, once one of the richest men in the world. A billionaire investor, aviator, and Hollywood mogul, Hughes had more money than he could ever spend. Yet, instead of enjoying it, he became paralyzed by fear, obsessed with hoarding his fortune, and lived his final years isolated in a dark room, terrified of germs and dying alone. His wealth did nothing for him in the end. It didn't buy happiness, it didn't buy fulfillment, and it certainly didn't buy a life well lived. Now imagine waking up at 70, financially secure but too old, too tired, and too limited to do the things you once dreamed of. The vacations you put off, the adventures you delayed, the memories you could have made, gone. As Steve Jobs once said, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life." The wealthy understand this at a deep level. They don't just save, They spend with purpose, investing in experiences while they still have the time, energy, and health to enjoy them. But the average person? They work, they save, they wait until it's too late. So here's the question. Are you saving for a future that you'll be too old to enjoy? Or are you designing a life where wealth actually serves you while you're still able to live it? Get ready to uncover another game-changing wealth formula they never told you: the time value of money. Here's a truth bomb that will shake everything you thought you knew about money. $1 spent at 30 is worth far more than $1 spent at 80. Sounds strange, right? After all, isn't the whole point of financial planning to save as much as possible for the future? But what if I told you that waiting too long to enjoy your money is actually one of the biggest financial mistakes you can make? Bill Perkins calls this the time bucket principle, the idea that different stages of life offer different levels of opportunity, energy, and ability to experience joy. The money you spend in your 20s and 30s buys adventure, exploration, and once-in-a-lifetime experiences. The money you spend in your 40s and 50s creates deep connections and meaningful family memories. But by the time you're in your 70s, what good is a bloated bank account if you no longer have the health or energy to enjoy it? Most people live like they have unlimited time, delaying joy for a mythical someday that often never comes. Think about how many people work their whole lives dreaming of retirement, only to finally reach it and be too exhausted, sick, or physically unable to enjoy the wealth they spent decades accumulating. That's the danger of hoarding money with no plan to actually use it. We convince ourselves that saving endlessly is responsible, that waiting for the right time is the smart move. But what if the right time was actually now? Imagine this. You've spent your life diligently saving, putting off experiences, telling yourself you'll travel when you retire. Then one day, you wake up and realize you're too old to take that dream trip, too weak to climb those mountains, too tired to chase the dreams you postponed for decades. The wealthy don't fall into this trap. They strategically allocate their money for different life stages, understanding that experiences depreciate in value the longer you wait to have them. Here's the truth: money can always be replenished, but time cannot. So ask yourself, are you living like someone who understands the true value of money and time, or are you saving for a future that might come too late? Now let's move on to the next wealth formula. Invest in experiences, not just assets. We've all heard the classic financial advice. Invest in assets, not liabilities. Buy stocks, buy real estate, build wealth. And while that advice is solid, Bill Perkins flips this thinking on its head. He argues that one of the best investments you can make is in experiences. Sounds counterintuitive, right? We've been trained to believe that only tangible assets, property, businesses, stocks, have real value. But here's the problem. Money depreciates, possessions break, even your body declines. But experiences? They appreciate over time. Think about it. What do people reminisce about on their deathbeds? Their stock portfolio? The square footage of their house? No. They talk about the adventures they had, the love they shared, the risks they took, the memories that shaped them. Now, let's take a contrarian view for a moment. The world is obsessed with accumulation. Bigger houses, fatter bank accounts, more zeros in retirement funds. But what if the real wealth hack isn't about stacking dollars, but about spending them in ways that enrich your life? Bill Perkins argues that every dollar has a peak spending window, a period where its value in your life is at its highest. A trip with your kids when they're young? That's priceless. Traveling the world in your 30s or 40s when you still have boundless energy? Unmatched. But waiting until you're old and frail to start spending? A tragic miscalculation. Yet, society makes us feel guilty for spending money on ourselves. We've been conditioned to think that investing in experiences is wasteful, that responsible people hoard cash endlessly. But here's the irony. What's the point of being responsible if you never actually enjoy the rewards? The wealthy understand this. They don't just buy assets, they buy time, memories, and meaning. They know that while money can buy security, it's experiences that make life worth living. So, ask yourself, are you working to collect more numbers in your bank account? Or are you investing in a life that you'll look back on with no regrets? By the way, if you're finding this eye-opening, comment more, so I'll know you want deeper insights like this. Brace yourself for a revolutionary wealth formula, the 100% rule. Give it all away before you die. Here's a shocking truth. Dying with millions in your bank account isn't a sign of success. It's a sign of failure. That's right. You've been told all your life to save, invest, and build wealth, but no one tells you when to spend it or give it away. Bill Perkins argues that dying with excess money is just as bad as running out too soon. Why? Because it means you never optimized your wealth for its real purpose, to create a richer life for yourself and the people you love. Most people hold on to their money until the very end, leaving behind massive inheritances that their children receive when they're already in their 50s or 60s, when they don't even need it anymore. Imagine if your parents gave you $200,000 when you were 30 instead of leaving you a fortune at 70. Which one would have made a greater impact? Here's the uncommon insight. The best time to give money isn't after you're gone. It's while you're alive. Think about this. Why do we wait until after death to be generous? Why do we cling to wealth when we can use it now to shape the future? The wealthy understand that money has its highest impact when given at the right time, not at the end of life when it's too late. That's why they use trusts, tax-free gifts, and strategic philanthropy to distribute wealth while they're still alive. But the average person? They hoard, they save, they delay, until one day they realize they never got to see the joy, the opportunities, and the impact their wealth could have created. Here's where fear creeps in. What if I give away too much? What if I need it later? What if I outlive my money? This scarcity mindset is exactly what keeps people trapped, clutching money so tightly that they never actually enjoy it. So ask yourself, are you holding on to money out of fear, or are you using it to create a meaningful impact while you still can? Because at the end of the day, money isn't meant to be saved forever. It's meant to be used, shared, and lived. Get ready to uncover another game-changing wealth formula. Stop hoarding, start living. Why do most people struggle to adopt this mindset? One word: fear. Fear of running out of money, fear of not having enough, fear of doing things differently than society expects. We've been programmed to think that money is something to hoard, protect, and stockpile like a survivalist preparing for doomsday. But here's the harsh truth. Most people don't run out of money, they run out of time. The scarcity mindset is what keeps people stuck. It convinces them that there's never enough, that they always need more, that spending money on themselves is irresponsible. But ask yourself this: what's the point of working your whole life just to hoard money like a dragon sitting on a pile of gold? As Warren Buffett once said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. But here's what no one tells you. Even if you do make money while you sleep, what's the point if you never wake up and use it? The truth is, most people will never feel like they have enough. No matter how much they save, no matter how much they invest, there will always be that nagging fear that one day disaster will strike and they'll lose everything. But this mindset enslaves you to money instead of making money work for you. Look around. How many people do you know who say, "I'll start enjoying life when I hit this savings goal," or "I'll travel when I retire"? And yet, when they finally get there, they still don't feel secure enough to enjoy it. They delay and delay until it's too late. Bill Perkins argues that the real goal of money isn't just security, it's maximizing life fulfillment. That means being bold enough to spend intentionally, to invest in experiences, to give yourself permission to live instead of just existing. If you're waiting for a magical, perfect moment where you feel completely safe to start spending, here's the hard truth. That moment will never come. If you let fear control your financial decisions, you'll wake up one day and realize you spent your whole life saving for a future you never got to enjoy. So, ask yourself, are you working for money, or is money working for you? Because at the end of the day, you can always make more money, but you can never buy back lost time. Now that you've unlocked the transformative 5 wealth formulas and absorbed the profound insights from Die with Zero by Bill Perkins, the challenge is clear. How will you turn this newfound wisdom into action that changes everything? Will you keep hoarding money out of fear, only to look back with regret? Will you keep telling yourself, someday I'll enjoy life, knowing deep down that someday may never come? Or will you finally break free from the scarcity mindset, start spending intentionally, and use your wealth to create a life filled with experiences, not just numbers in a bank account? Most people live trapped in financial paranoia, always saving, always delaying, always waiting. But here's the truth. You're not saving for retirement, you're saving for a life. And if you don't start living now, when will you? If this video made you rethink your entire approach to money, I highly recommend watching my next video, which is the perfect complement to this one. Don't hesitate to share this video, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts in the comments section. What's the one experience you'd spend on right now if money wasn't a concern? Because in the end, wealth isn't measured by dollars. It's measured by the moments, the memories, and the freedom to live life on your terms. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Until next time, spend wisely, live fully.